So I was talking to someone in the last week or so, and it's a common thread that pops up, which is people in their own businesses start thinking a lot about their online marketing, and particularly when we start talking search optimization. And they go, well, our position's not so great anymore, we haven't had a great position, we want to improve that. And if we do those things you're saying, if we do this and we do that, we build some links, we do all these bits and pieces, after 6 or 7 months, 10 months, 1 month, whatever the time frame might be, and we get up to the position that we're happy with, we can just stop, right?
No, you cannot just stop. SEO is like a treadmill, basically. If you're gonna, run and then you just stop, you're gonna eventually fall off the treadmill.
Yeah, and look, we know that.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the interesting part here is wondering why. And to me, sometimes I think it's like that want an easy magic bullet. Hey, if I just shoot the bullet or take the blue pill, everything will be good, and I'm done.
Yeah.
So the magic bullet has led to other problems, and I think it's a really interesting topic because that leads on to the discussion into penalties, right? Yeah. And I think they're related. They are obviously related. Like people want a magic fix, so they'll do quick things.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the way to solve the problem for people. Start talking about, think about the end result.
Yeah.
Before you make the decision on the magic bullet.
Yeah.
So, what are the penalties? Like we hear, we got Panda, the Kung Fu Panda, right, came along, and now we've had a little penguin assassin, and I'm not sure that...
penguin assassin.
Well, like for some people it has been, it's just killed them off.
It's just a face
and, they rely on Google, down here in Australia it's a lot of Google, right?
Yeah.
that's the topic.
Yeah.
So the little penguin assassins come along and kick their butt. So but I don't know that many people understand
what it is.
What are they?
Yeah. Okay. So I think let's take a step back and go back to what you're talking about, the magic bullet, right? You think about what a magic bullet is meant to be. It's that one solution that you're going to just flick the switch and suddenly everything's good. That's what people want.
It's that easy, isn't it?
Just that easy. Problem is, real world doesn't work that way. It's almost like you should look at the magic bullet phrasing as saying, we're going to cheat to get where we should be.
Those are harsh words, man.
Yeah, no. Let's qualify that though and say that that if you really want to be the top of whatever field you're in, right? Like that's going to take a lot of work to get there. There is no magic bullet. So
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours. That's right. It's 10,000. Who actually said that? Was that?
Well, it's a sporting analogy, but it's like every overnight success took 10,000 hours. Like
Malcolm Gladwell, actually.
Yeah, well,
there you go. Anyway,
so
carrying on from that though. So look at the magic bullet as saying, hey, we are going to try and find a way to sidestep the actual work that's needed to get to the top of our field. So obviously then contrast that with Google's aims, right? So Google has always said that what they want to do is surface high quality websites.
Be careful you don't sound like a fanboy.
I'm not a fanboy at all. Google, takes me off a fair bit, but they are working to
your
a good
point,
goal.
though. To your point, maybe that's the thing. What's the objective? What's their objective? What is their objective in line with what really people want?
Yeah,
isn't that what they're
after?
Well,
so they want to surface relevant, high quality results in their search result pages because that's good for them, it's good for users, that's the win-win. And you can argue as much as you want against that, but it's a good goal to work towards. So the thing is, if they see websites that maybe are trying to use the magic bullet to get to the top of those results without providing high quality and relevant results for their users, then that's where the problem is. That's penalties.
That's penalties. Yeah. But then people would argue that if you can do it, do it. Like if there's a flaw in the algorithm, and it's just it's a formula, right? And so if the formula allows you to do something,
why wouldn't you?
Well, why wouldn't you? And I think that's the question because that really people need to think about.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe today.
Well, that's the last sort of 4 years of SEO, right? Where you could, there was the algorithm, hey, I can get away with this. So from a business point of view, it was very hard to argue not to, think, well, I can get the results doing this way. Why wouldn't I? Thing is, now you've got Google's coming out very harshly on the little side steps, outside of their quality guidelines. So that's why you've got Panda, Penguin.
Well, so what? Well, so now
the
assassin penguin.
Yeah.
What does it mean, though? Because we're talking about, and it's no different all the way through the process. Like if we're talking online digital, in building something, in architecting something, in marketing something, they're all related, and you see that regularly in all facets. We see it regularly. I want to cut corners on development or design or marketing or promotion or support, and those sorts of things end up with results. And we've seen it in social media campaigns when no thought was put into them. We've seen them when sites crash over because everyone worried more about the look than the infrastructure, and we see it in the marketing campaigns.
Yeah.
So the big question is, well, if I shouldn't be doing short-term tactics, I should be doing long-term tactics. There's probably two questions in there. What are we actually talking about? What is good quality versus bad quality?
Yep.
And secondly, well, let's just say we follow that path today. What's to say that that's not gaming it tomorrow?
Yeah, no, fair enough. I'll put that a different way. What is high quality? It's something that your user is going to find helpful to their needs. That is never going to change. That if you are working towards solving your target market's needs and requirements, then you're fine. So recently I actually put up a blog post about saying, you can...
This is that self-promotion thing again?
This is the self-promotion thing. But it's true is that we'll get back to exactly what the penalties are in a second. But looking at the penalties from a side point of view, I think that it's a great time, to be online, because in the last couple of years, as I was saying, you could get away with a lot of stuff. So what happened was that businesses actually needed to concentrate on two sort of fields. The one was servicing their customer, and the other one was thinking, we can also get away with this stuff online.
How do I manipulate?
So they're running two tracks, right? Whereas now it's becoming a point where the search engines are so sophisticated that they are looking for just helping your customer get what they need. So now you can actually concentrate on just one thing, which I think is a great time to be online. It's actually simplifying the whole matter and saying just focus on one thing, and that's doing your business better.
Well, we could also argue that maybe they're not helping now that they're pushing that result. Some of the other results that they're displaying aren't really helping people.
Yeah.
They're helping them, but that's probably another topic.
Yeah.
So again, I think we've got to come back though.
Yeah. What are the penalties?
What invokes penalty? What is it that people are doing that are invoking penalties? What are they? Because people are engaging agencies to do work for them, or they're doing it themselves.
Yep.
And then tomorrow, in comes that assassin penguin, and I'm gone. And if you rely on Google way too much, and Danny Sullivan talked a great article about, hey, don't invest everything in one environment. And I think that's online, offline, everything. That's the same message people should understand in marketing in general. But that happens. That happens to you. That's catastrophic. That's, your building getting burnt down. That's, you're suddenly out of business overnight unless you can do something about it. And I'm not sure that everyone that gets the penalty knows how they got it, why they got it, and was it them or someone else that helped them get it? Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the two most recent updates, really, that Google's rolled out, because they're good ones to use as examples. So we're talking about Panda, Kung Fu Panda. Maybe we can have a little Kung Fu Panda come down. And the Assassin Penguin. I'm just going to start using Kung Fu Panda and Assassin Penguin from now on when I'm talking to everybody else.
We need artwork for that.
We do.
Here.
Yeah. So Panda came out. It's actually that was February 2011. So a while ago now. But that's a good one to use, because the reasoning behind that one, from Google's point of view, was really targeting websites that have what they call thin content. So it's
I want to be thin content.
You want to be thin and content.
Oh right, there's a different topic. Yeah, okay.
But so I mean, you're looking at what a lot of people would have called the content farms, which is, minimal text that's not really providing any value.
Manufactured articles.
Covered in ads.
Hey, pick a topic, write 10 articles about it, just answer questions generically, no real value.
Yeah. So, that was, a pretty major change because a lot of people were doing that. And, before that it probably wasn't looked at as that's really sort of bad stuff. But from a user perspective, it was. They're landing on a page that probably isn't all that helpful to them. So from Google's point of view, that's uncool.
Well, there was a lot of pollution results during that time.
Yeah. So the important thing to think about there was that maybe you had, say 50% of your website was really thin content and wasn't providing value. The other 50% was actually okay. Problem was that Panda was rolled out, and that's something that affects your whole website in the search engine rankings, so it's really important.
So you mean not individual pages?
No,
it wasn't picking on the piece of thin content. It was rating your site as thick or thin, or fat or thin.
Hey, you know what? This is an uncool website basically.
Yeah. So talk about our penguin.
The assassin penguin. So that's another what they called another step towards surfacing high quality in the search result pages. Basically what that was anything that's outside of the guidelines, of their quality guidelines, which we'll put a link to maybe in the video. Anything that's outside of that, they're actually actively attacking now.
Right.
So the examples that they gave when they released it was things like link spamming. So let's talk about link spam very quickly. That's owning your links, buying your links,
a lot of the manufactured stuff, like
manufactured links,
unnatural links.
Exactly. And the other one that they provided as example was keyword stuffing. Again,
which is pretty old stuff, but people are still doing it.
So really, it's about providing good value, high quality content in their search results.
It's really about content, which spawns the term content marketing, which is becoming a bit of a topic in its own right, and not necessarily used the same way. So we're talking, get back to the basics, build a quality experience with great content. Copywriters and content strategists are going to love this, and put it together in such a way that it's useful to people. Not just a library of pages of unrelated information. So it just comes back to good IA, site architecture, content production, and then promoting it well.
Yeah. Okay. How can you go wrong with that?
Well, there you go. Well, you're not going to get the Kung Fu Panda. You're not going to get the Assassin Penguin. And hey, probably not going to get the penalties. So I think today's session was brought to you by the letter P. All right? Pandas, penguins, and penalties.
Yeah.
I reckon that's a wrap.
That's it.